rolling. It's June 20th, 2022. We are the Silver Lake History Collective. My name is Khoi Pham. I'm here with Mark Simon and Cheryl Revkin, and we have the pleasure of interviewing the proprietor of United Bread and Bakery Company. So I'll let them introduce themselves.
My name is Andrea Guzman, and I am the owner of the United Bread and Pastry Inc.
My name is Mark, and my youngest son, Andrea.
Welcome to you both. Thank you for sharing a little time with us. So tell us a little bit about United Bread and Bakery, who runs it on a day-to-day basis, and how did the name come about?
Yes, I get the name about, first of all, I pick up United Bread because I think of that there's a diversity in Los Angeles. So if I put my language Filipino, I might only attract Filipino people. So I select the name United because we are all immigration diversity coming to U.S. So I picked that up. But when I register United Baker, there's somebody who owned that name already. So I put United Bread and Pastry. That's the way it come out. That's the name.
Oh, fascinating. And you're coming up on 40th year of celebrating your anniversary, right? Because the business is started in 1984, is that correct?
Yes, June 1984. June 24 is when I opened it. And thanks God that the neighbor, the community, even when we had the 2 years challenging business of our around the world, people is still supporting us, especially in the community. That's why I'm still open.
Going strong.
Open still.
Why around 1984, and why did you open in Silver Lake?
I live not too far from Silver Lake, and when I immigrate, I landed up here, I sit between Echo Park and Silver Lake. On that year, Silver Lake is not much foot traffic, but this is the only place, a small place, that I think I can afford to rent. And I said, let's try this place. That's why I started here. And I'm glad I picked up this place.
And you still live in Silver Lake?
Yes, here in a high period.
Oh, so do you walk to work?
Sometimes you can walk only like 1 block.
And obviously this was before Mark was born?
Yes, Mark was born 1987 and I started 1984. I didn't even know that I have another more boy. I have only one boy who is 4 years old then. But I want a boy if I will get pregnant so that he can play with his brother. And thanks God, I had one.
And when you had the United Bread and Bakery, why did you pick bread and bakery? You could have done other businesses. Why did you select that one?
But my husband came from a bakery business in the Philippines. He knows how to bake. I don't know anything to bake, but I love to cook. So we combine our knowledge and little bit of things. So he loves it. They had a bakery until now. Way back in his country, in our country, they still have the bakery.
Good. And is the bakery on site? Do you actually make stuff here on site, or is that distributed from off site?
Before we distributed to different Asian grocery.
Do you have Apple Pay or
early 90s, because there are lots of small Asian groceries before. Even come by here to buy things, small Asian groceries in Las Vegas. Once a month, Bakersfield, Pham, Lancaster, Delano, they come by here to buy their stuff in LA, and then they stop here to get their things once a week.
Oh, wow. So you both have a wholesale business and a retail business?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, wow.
In the early stages of the bakery, the wholesale was like really big. A lot of more smaller independent grocery stores would be around the neighborhood, late 80s, early 90s. But once the big chain grocery stores, Asian grocery stores kind of came in, all the little ones just couldn't keep up.
Like the seafood market, 99 rand, they killed that Asian store.
Yeah, and going on the beginning, actually, my dad was working with his sister. They had a Filipino bakery. It's on Silver Lake Boulevard, called Bemba's Bake Shop. So my dad just kind of wanted to do his thing, working with his sister. And yeah, thankfully meeting my mom and started the bakery.
That was close to where my chiropractic office was. I remember it. Was
You know,
there
the
since.
Bemba's Bake Shop.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
that is his sister,
Oh.
oldest sister.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think your question was, do you do all the baking and cooking here?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we'll get a tour after the interview.
Yes, I will show you.
And I did not know you had or your husband had a bakery before. So could you just touch a little bit on that? Is that still around? Or?
It's not around anymore. Yeah, my dad and my aunt were just working together at Bemba's Bake Shop on Silver Lake Boulevard. And yeah, I remember growing up, my cousins would play around there. That was still before my time. But by the time my mom was pregnant with me, I feel like my dad just kind of did his own thing. Just, he wanted to bake like certain things. His sister didn't want to bake. So yeah, my mom was working at the hospital at the time.
Yes, good Samaritan.
Yeah, cardiac concerns in hospital. And so what my dad would do, he would team up with my mom and have her bring some baked goods to the hospital.
I'm like a bag lady. If I go to work, I have already goods in my bag,
Yeah.
you know. And they ordered, my co-workers ordered. When I go home, I have money on my pocket, you know.
Yeah.
But when I go to work in the morning, I'm a bag lady. I have a lot of goodies, you know,
Yeah.
because they ordered. So, and my husband told me, you're working so hard in the hospital because I work 7 to 3, and there's no other stuff. They ask me, do you want to work 3 to 11, continuous, you know. That's the way we have each other to save money. We start the bakery, renting. We are renting first, you know.
Were you a nurse there?
No, I'm a CNA.
CNA?
Yeah.
Well, it's a very hardworking immigrant story. So
Very.
yeah.
And when my oldest son, 4 years old, we come here. Of course, we don't have any help, just me and my husband. When we come here, my son is still sleeping. You know, we carry his water. When we go home at the apartment, he's still sleeping. You know, because it's already late, like 9:30. You know, sometimes we sleep here, sharing. We have a cardboard and a comforter. We lie down there, we put the baby into the middle. He won't get cold anymore. That's the way we started. Really, really hard. Really, really hard. But people see now, oh, you have money, you have money. They don't know how you started with the sweat and blood. Yeah. Really. Especially when you're an immigrant.
Right.
There's some customers who still see me now and they joke with my mom and ask if I'm still that baby that was in a box of eggs. Because they would keep me in like an empty box, a tray of eggs.
Now because we're busy, I'm looking him around 4:33. I forgot ready my son. And then where is he? Where he's sleeping inside a cardboard egg box. Yeah, instead of bringing him to the babysitter plus money again to pay the babysitter, I cannot afford that. But he grew up so good.
That's gives a new meaning to growing up with the business. Literally growing up with the business.
That's why I keep telling them they go to a private school, you know, because Cheryl, I came from a very poor family. My parents is a farmer, you know, in the third country, you know. So when I get married, I say to myself, I promise to myself, my kids will never suffer the way I suffered when I was young. I will give them everything. That's why I came
In private school.
in private school. My oldest son, I never buy a second-hand car, all brand new.
Wow.
And I came here with $10 in my pocket.
Well, you came to Vegas, right?
Yeah, rather than. But the thing is, I'm telling them how hard we started, and they're lucky that they don't sacrifice. They open the water. There's hot, there's cold. You all go to the ref. There's a shower, and then I have to fetch water when it's raining. I fell down and I go back again to put water on my head. That's why he's joking. That's why, Mom, you don't grow tall because you know you're too short. That's why you don't grow tall. I think it adds that, Cheryl. I think.
Yeah.
Plus the food. You cannot eat the whole chicken. We have a lot of chicken, but we have to divide that for 5 days, you know,
Right.
because we have to sell the chicken to have some money. We have food, but money is hard.
Yeah, so the nutrition and the stress,
Yes.
it's hard to grow normally.
It's hard to grow, you're right.
Yeah,
you know.
it is.
But thanks God, I reached 80.
Now,
I'm 80. I'm still
you are
working.
80-year young, amazing. So then, people would say that you're in a prime location right now, Sunset Boulevard. I mean, in Silver Lake, you are in a prime location. How was Sunset in the 1980s when you first came here? Who are some of the business owners around? Do you remember? Can you tell us a little about how it was?
Khoi, at 6 o'clock when it's little dark, I close the door. Sometimes an old car back in the. You're scared to death because here in this apartment there are all like drugs and the gangs, you know. You are so scared, but this is the only place that I can afford. So I stay. My kids, when they're growing, I don't let them stay here. I send them to sports like Calburn, School for Performing Arts. You know, I enroll him there, like piano, percussion, whatever he wants to learn. So I don't let him stay here. I think that I learn that because I'm scared, Cheryl, that the gang might get him and join them. So I just shed him away. It's so scary. I always called the San Fernando police station because this is where I belong, at this side of Sunset. And I said, there's an old car there parking on my parking. I'm so scared. They said, Mrs. Guzman, don't worry. That's our police looking. You know, they are guarding something because they know there is an activity here.
It was undercover.
Undercover police.
Oh.
So if I heard that, I am so strong and I don't get mad. I have some security. But Cheryl, you are in Echo Park. You know how is it in the 80s?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks God.
Very
we
dangerous.
survived. Thanks God. We survived. That 80s up to the early 90s. And when the Rodney King riot, it's a good thing that this place, this Yami.com is rented by Taekwondo, like sports
Martial arts.
martial arts. It is a good thing. There's, you know, the Korean have their gun there on the top of the roof, and they guarded me also.
Wow.
Yeah, they would take care of the whole block. They
The
literally
Wow.
take care
boy
of the whole block.
in that park, Khoi, you can see shooting, and we are here
Oh, actually,
daytime.
there was a drive-by.
Yeah.
There used to be a payphone on the sidewalk. And,
They shoot one somebody.
yeah.
All the bless of the people coming from my window.
Yeah.
There was a car that was parked.
That was how bad it is before.
It wasn't too
I
common.
know.
I never, growing up here, I never lived in fear. Maybe as I grew as a parent, yeah, there's things like that. But growing up as a kid, like, I'd play outside in the parking lot. Yeah, you just gotta, don't talk to strangers kind of thing when you're
Yeah.
young. Like,
Well-
you kind of can pick it up a little bit, but I didn't feel like it was.
That, yeah, they got noticed that.
Maybe I
Right.
did, but I didn't feel like it was too bad.
Well, I mean, obviously customers came, so you have customers. There were maybe some other businesses. I don't know if you remember, or some other business. Did you guys kind of come together and kind of like form like a group and kind of help each other, or how was it like?
But we know each other. We look at the back of each other, but we don't form any group. We just mind our own business on the corner, Enrique and the El Conquistador. We know each other, We just was, did you see some stranger walking around under? Did you notice?
Yeah.
We just stop the way, but we don't form a group to was. No, we are all busy.
Yeah, I feel like business owners back in the day, the parking lot where Yummy.com is now used to be a restaurant, and then so there actually used to be another business, but they just demolished it, made it into a parking lot. But all the business owners would kind of just be in good relations with one another.
We know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember who was at the 99-cent store? Was it around then?
It was no, it was when I remember it was a Latino market.
Market.
Yeah, before Latino is a Japanese.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
I do.
I forgot the name.
Yeah.
already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Japanese, then it came
Latino,
Okay.
and then 99.
99.
Yeah.
And then next to it now is a restaurant, which is Bakari, and before that it was
Oh, that
Cliff's
was-
Edge.
Cliff's Edge, yeah.
That's one before is home base, the HIV.
HIV, right?
Oh.
Yeah,
Right, right.
HIV.
Yeah.
Before it was Cliff's Edge.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
It was
Being alive.
Being Alive
Yes,
Center.
yes, yeah. That corner, you know.
Right,
Oh.
right.
And then you mentioned El Conquistador, so that's been around.
Yeah.
And then is the apartment building on the corner has always been the apartment building?
Yeah, the apartment building she was mentioning earlier, that was like filled with like gangsters or drug dealers. It was the apartment right on the street, which is behind us, which is now behind Cafe Memes. Yeah.
This one, the
I
brick-
grew up
the
with
brick.
friends that lived in that apartment.
Right.
Yeah.
The Latino people.
And
Yeah.
the soap plant, you remember? And there were little shops just down the
Around
street.
here, yes.
Yeah, soap plant and Wacko, was it? Or
They're
Yeah.
selling like a
little
On,
gifts.
on this street we had Devil's Hole, which was the record.
Old
it was like
records.
yeah, vinyl records. Before it was like a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it was vinyl records, CDs, which where the cafe was. They had that changed to Pirate Queen, which was like a vintage clothing store.
Okay.
They even have dog washing down here
Oh,
before.
the-
Remember
yeah,
that
yeah,
one? Dog grooming.
Uh-huh.
Remember
Right.
that?
One of the early vegan establishments that in Silver Lake was Crew. That's where now Pine and Crane is now.
Okay.
Pine and Crane, they bought out two businesses and expanded it. We had a children's clothing store.
Wow.
Yeah.
A car repair, car
Candle,
parts.
Candle.
Oh, there's been a candles there that's
Right.
selling. Okay.
And
Oh,
what
it-
about Sunset Junction? Any memories of the event, the summer event? How was that for you?
Oh, people are coming even how far long is San Diego. If it helps the business, no, but it's bother the parking, you know. But of course you are here, people are coming and they are proud of you. You cannot help it, but just go with the flow. Go with the flow. But people are still missing those sunset jumps. People are
Yeah, I
still
enjoyed
missing.
this.
And just for those that don't know, can you please tell us a little bit about what is Sunset Junction?
Sunset Junction is a lot of vendors that come in, different kind of vendors that come in from Fountain to here, and it stays for 3 days. You remember, Cheryl?
Yeah.
3 days.
And there was music.
There's a music like a stage. One is staged in this area, one is staged in the beginning of Fountain. People are enjoy. I think the city is thinking. I don't know.
Why they stopped it?
I think it was the early stages of like kind of like what they have like a Pride
Right.
Festival kind of thing now in West Hollywood. I think that was like kind of where
More
it kind
on
of
that
originated and everything.
Well,
That was more.
yeah, they were trying to bring the gangs that were here, Latino gangs, and the gay community together to try to get along. And so they planned,
That's
different
something.
activities, and they had gang people be the security, and they tried to kind of integrate the community. And then it did turn into kind of more of a gay and
Gave more
pride,
activities. Yeah.
right. Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah,
That
I
is-
thought I had a great time.
That is the sunset
Bring all your
junction.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The music that came by was great. It was free, and then it was like a donation, then it became a mandatory thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it
before
definitely-
just
that's
$2, Cheryl, to get in.
Yeah.
They became 5, it became 10. Now the latest one is $20.
Yeah.
Right.
So That's the Sunset Junction. But it's a festivity in Sunset Junction up to Santa Monica. You know, it's
Right.
Every year it's a big festivity.
Every weekend.
Great. And being on Sunset and being kind of like almost next to Hollywood and Los Feliz and all these Hollywood type, any memories of famous people or interesting customers or any business owners that have strange stories, anything like that you would like to share?
I don't remember. Some are coming down here, but they don't come in here, or maybe they don't come in, but I don't know them, you know. But I don't mind. It's everybody say, oh, you are in Hollywood, and so what's it? I said, I think it's a normal thing for me because we are busy. We are not spending time there, but it's all right. It's okay. That I'm proud to be close to Hollywood because, as you know, Hollywood is all known all over the world, you know. So I'm spacing out, you know, Silver Lake is really the prime area, place not close to Los Feliz. Close to Los Feliz.
Right.
I've had like sightings of celebrities, like walking in and around. A few shopping here, a few eating at the restaurants that were here before, next door, even across the street. Yeah, I think a lot of before. I think Silver Lake now is more like a foodie town. You have like so many options, a variety of food. Back then, I think it was pretty scarce. You had a lot of independent stores, but not so much food options. I think once the cafes started coming in on every block, I think that's kind of like getting to say when more different restaurants started coming by.
Yeah.
Different celebrities coming. You can see sometimes like McLaren car, a Ferrari car parking there. You know, but you don't know who
Yeah,
they
even
are.
beyond celebrities, you have a lot of writers, musicians. It's just Silver Lake, I think, houses a lot of artists. Yeah.
Creative people.
Yes.
Very,
totally.
yeah.
And
I'm expanding to Eco Park here.
Yeah,
The-
that's
the
true.
Artist people.
yeah.
Of the baked goods that you make, what are your big sellers? What are the most popular items that you make that sell?
The best seller is like Asian, like the empanada, Filipino empanada, the siopao, you know, the steam bun with the chicken and pork. And now people are crazy with the ubi cake, the ubi gringos and everything, ubi cookies. And now we are very, very well known about the turon, the banana fritters. Yes, that is, you can buy that one. That is very, very, what you call, number one seller, not popular. People coming from Long Beach, from West Covina, and everything. So,
Has-
it's the best seller.
Has the product offerings changed over the last 40 years, or you pretty much
I
are?
think in the beginning, in the early stages, it was more like fondue salt. I think because we would wholesale a lot to smaller markets. We didn't even have the fried plantains starting. That was like a big seller yet. Then I think the empanadas. Every popular item that we have kind of like stages of what's the times of the bakery.
Before,
Yeah.
Very, very much before.
So it was number one, like maybe in the 90s, and then the early 2000s, something else came, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's changed throughout time. I think every 10 years there's always like some popular thing that we kind of like,
But
the customers are
our
really
dinner
buying.
roll brand is well known. We supply them to restaurant. El Cid buy for us the dinner roll. Gloria's Cafe, which is down in the corner before.
Right.
And even restaurant in Pasadena. We have the best dinner roll until now. We call that in Filipino pandesal.
Pandesal.
Yes.
Yeah, I think in the early stages that was what was popular.
Yeah, we did like restaurant. I don't know what they do, but
Yeah.
they serve it.
Right. So it seems like you have adapted to the changes throughout the years because you're one of the few remaining businesses since the 1980s. You know, a lot of things has changed. It's becoming a foodie town.
Yeah.
And then, you know, obviously you carry a lot of grocery items too. So it seems like you have adapted and changed to Silver
You
Lake.
have to adapt what is the thing of the day of the year you have to adapt to survive. It adds up. You can steal the old one, but you have to adapt for a new world. Spacing out food, they call it fusion. Like, there's no more original something, they change it into fusion. So we do the two, like we do the holy cookies, the holy pringle and everything. And you have to adapt, as you said, bro. You have to adapt.
Right. Recently, your business has been recognized by the LA Conservancy as a legacy business, and can you tell us a little about that program? Is what's that all about?
You know what? I don't know where they get my name because, Hilda Solis, the supervisor of LA County, emailed me, invited me for one breakfast, and I said yes, and I don't even know what is that for, you know. So we attended, me and my husband, four of us. There's a reception in El Monte, you know. A lot of business owner entrepreneurs.
All women.
No, there are not women, there are some, but I am looking around. I'm the only Filipino. And I'm wondering because there are lots of Filipino business people like the seafood. There are lots, not only me. But it's really made me wonder or surprised that I'm the only Filipino. Thinking, summary, connecting the dot, before that, our council in our district, Eric Mitch Apparel, give me also a plaque thanking that I'm here, the business is here, serving baked goods to the community, and I'm surviving and everything. And it adds to the diversity of the district and everything. Maybe they got it from there. I don't even have the courage to ask, why did you select me? I don't have the courage yet. I accept the certificate and I'm happy.
Well, I think you're being a little too modest, but I think the LA Conservancy, as I understand, is trying to help recognize locally based business, very community driven, and who's been around for at least 25 years. I guess with all that, you fit those criteria. So
I should ask, but I should ask why, you know, but I can just say, I just, quiet and everything, and then the supervisor, come on, take picture, come on, stand up with the husband. So I'm just happy and excited, you know. I see, I'm the only Filipino. But he might think I'm Spanish because of my last name, you know. Maybe she doesn't even know I'm a Filipino. But when I stand there, I am a Filipino. I told them, I am Filipino.
a proud Filipino.
Yeah, I told them, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I think that event of Nova Solis was to recognize women. Yeah.
Well,
Power, women power, maybe.
yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, you are a civic leader because I think you're very involved with the Rotary Club.
The Lions Club.
Lions Club.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I told you last July 11, I brought the truck here. June 11,
Right.
2 weeks, 2 Saturdays ago.
Right.
Yeah, every year I do that. Here in
And
this
I'm
area.
really happy my mom has it. Like, we're here 7 days a week, and it's all the socializing for this family literally comes from the community. Like, we don't really go out, and the way we celebrate our holidays is literally with other families coming and visiting us, because we're like the only ones open on holidays. So for my mom to have something to do outside of the bakery, let alone in some community service work, I really I'm super happy that she does that, and I learn just as much as her and enjoy giving back to the community as well. Yeah.
That is my legacy, Cheryl. Because I came from when you receive something from other people, from their heart, you are happy, and I want to give it back because I am blessed to have a little bit extra. What will I do? We should give it back to the community. That's what I am really teaching my two boys. Money is very important. To be rich is very important. But if you don't leave a legacy where you stay, you are nothing. You are nothing.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago we had like a mobile screening. Come by, like a vision check, blood check, a ear check. Free to the community. We team up with the Hollywood Sunset Free Clinic, which has also been in the neighborhood for a very long time. Yeah.
So obviously, this is more than just a business for you. It's a platform for you to serve the community, bring together, and so you're both a civic leader and a business leader.
Yes, that is me.
Very nice.
That's what I. That's why people talk to me here around Silver Lake. You should have. You have a statue down there in the park. That's what they're talking me and they're kidding me. You need to have a statue there, Andrea, because like you see, I have a community. I am the host in the refrigerator. For the
Oh, for the
Yeah.
community refrigerator for homeless people to
Yes.
get food. Oh.
Yeah. And Mark was the one cleaning the sometimes because when they don't like the food, they just throw up there.
No.
But what can we do? They don't know any better.
No.
We have to understand.
Yeah, it comes. The hosting the community fridge comes with definitely some stresses involved with it
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you know.
Drugs.
Yes, sometimes like cleaning the fridge, you see some like needles that are not capped and whatnot, or if we've had incidents change their stages of the fridge. Before it wasn't housed in like a kind of box kind of container. People didn't like the fridge. They steal the electricity. They would knock down the fridge. And so far, this one's the second one, and it lasts until the motor comes out.
Oh.
But it's
the way it is.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. But it's always nice to just see people, and now we have even regulars. We develop relationships with people coming to the fridge, not only to help themselves, but even people that are helping keep up the fridge, cleaning it, and with some of the vendors that also donate to the fridge. Yeah, it's been great.
There are still lots of people who donate food, water, whatever that they can do.
No. So you have definitely been a rock in the Silver Lake community over the last 40 years. In closing, I guess, what do you see yourself, and what do you see for the bread and bakery, and what do you see for the community in the next 40 years? What would you like to see?
I want to continue a community service, and I cannot do it one more. I will pass it to my two boys. I want them to continue the community, giving back to the community, and that is what I am thinking. Even I'm gone, I have to continue that. As I told you, I'm 80, maybe I don't know where we will be.
120.
Exactly.
So I want them in 40 years continue serving the community space. I was born from Silver Lake, I will say. I love this thing.
And how about the business? Are there challenges to sustain it, or have you guys?
Mark will continue if I cannot do. I give it to him. He will, because he is the only one who loves to stay. My oldest son has another work. I can see he will help, but Mark has the heart and the enthusiasm, and he has the heart to all the community here. They know him.
Right.
So that's the way the bakery will stay. I will not sell it, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know him. I know what he will do. And I know in his heart.
It's changing into a nightclub.
So
the real estate you guys own now, you don't rent anymore.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought this 1993.
And actually, as you see on the floor, the tile is actually different. In the early stages, it was just one half.
I rented that little there,
Okay.
And our neighbors, which was an insurance,
Yeah, it's true.
when they were starting, when my parents would come really early to the bakery, they would have like that morning rush crowd, and they would come a little like late morning. They would actually help my parents, and this was an office. I was kind of like their firstborn kid. The owners of the La Palma family.
Yeah, the owners are like girlfriend and boyfriend,
At that
and Mark
time,
is so little. And then they said, give it back to Mark, and they will take Mark anywhere, and they will bring me. Oh, they are so nice. The man is Argentino, and the lady is Mexican. Mark is their pet, like a pet. Yes, and it helped me. Until now, we are good friends.
Yes.
They bought this property and share it until now. they want me to sell because when they come here, we are here working. They left, we are still here working. And the man said, you deserve to own the property. I said, I don't have any money. On the time, I saved $10. How much money do you have? I gave the down payment $10. Boy, he carried the loan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And he put no name in the title, my name and my husband's name.
Yeah.
Nothing under me.
Yeah.
That's the way he trusts me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way he trusts me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, good people deserve good things, and good people do good things to other people. So
So,
we appreciate you so much sharing a little bit about your history here. And the next time I eat out and have a dinner roll, I'll definitely think of you.
oh yes.
And then, if you could, maybe show us a little bit of your business.
Bring the camera around.
Where to begin?
Wherever you want.
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, you can see this was literally an office space throughout the progression of the bakery. These cabinets were huge. We weren't in a digital age yet.
Okay,
So
go
we
walk
had some
around. Follow him, going,
Barely-
go in the walk-in
maybe 10 years ago. That back wall used to have like huge office cabinets. Yeah. Now it's filled with some of the catering that we do, different Filipino dishes. Variety of some cakes. All color coordinated mocha, dark ones are chocolate, vanilla, pandan, which is another popular Filipino flavor.
And all baked here, right, Mark?
All baked here. Yeah, anything in the clear, kind of transparent containers, all made here.
Amazing, amazing. And what time do you guys start in the morning to bake and all that?
Around 6.
6.
6:30. It just varies depending on what orders are coming early in the morning.
Okay.
That's how early we'll come. If it's
Okay.
later, like around 10 o'clock, we can get a little bit more sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, and then as through time, it's really my dad's influence on how the store kind of changed. I've done a few things to change it, but Dad kind of helped keep it the way it was in his day. And there's the back position. Still small.
Wow.
The other space that we ended up renting where the tiles are in the back kind of just became more of like a storage space because when my parents got the bakery, they only set up the layout for just a one unit. So as it expanded, they just made that other space more like storage space.
Wow.
Yeah, now it's ran by like two families, my own family, and one of our bakers there, Hermie. Just us 7 days a week. Most people that my parents hired early in the days, they're all just retired or have passed away. Through the business, I think my family's helped about maybe 11 people
Wow.
getting their visas and being able to get citizenship here. That was kind of like one of the perks of like working here in the bakery back in the day.
So it's almost like
Everyone, just as I mentioned earlier, just have gone on to the next chapters of their life and passed away. And some of our former employees still do come by and just drop by and just see how we're doing. Because a lot of them have stayed here. I don't need to finish like 5 years. Hermie's been with us for over like 20 years.
Wow.
Literally seeing me grow up, pretty much like my older uncle.
So definitely an extended family.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. And is there is it a single story, or is there a second story to the
Single story.
Single. Okay. All right.
Pictures of me growing up. Yeah, they literally, here's the walkway that I'm coming in through there.
Amazing. And then is there?
There's a story with this
Yeah.
mixer.
Yeah.
When my parents started, I think within their first year that somebody actually was able to steal a mixer of this size. I'm sure that's an old relic mixer now, and it's still, yeah, that's been the main one.
Yeah.
And then we didn't, my parents, when they started, then our neighbors, the one that helped us, gave us the loan to be able to get a new mixer. But in the early stage, that was one of like the big hurdles that my parents had to go through when someone stole their mixer, and this was like the workhorse.
Yeah. Yeah. And then is there a story to the garden in the front?
So we we've lived in the neighborhood for a long time. We have a house on Altman, and we're currently renting now. But the house we had on Altman, the parents were huge with gardening. So since we're renting now, my parents don't really have a lot of space to do gardening.
Just beautiful.
And if we do, since it's not our place, we can't really take all the plants from us. So that kind of just transpired to the love of gardening here. So plenty of plants. Some of them we do sell. Yeah.
It definitely creates a serene place.
Yeah.
You want to bring your mom out for one last shot? Oh, where's Mark go?
He had.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's great, especially is that the Virgin Mary? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
That was really good.
Well, and is this sign original?
Original sign.
Original sign. Still holding
Kind
strong.
of holding on.
All right.
Yeah. Still kind of holding on.
one too, the sign.
Yeah. Well, once again, Andrea and Mark, it's such a pleasure that the Silver Lake History Collective was able to talk to you about your business as a legacy business, and we wish you many more years of success here in the Silver Lake. Thank you again.